Well, last night I watched a movie called El Cid, which is a which is a crusader movie in a sense, but it's more than that. It's more of a politician crusader movie, and it stars Charlton Heston from the Ten Commandments, and I honestly didn't like the guy uh, very much. He was very confused. He's a confused man. Uh, he was a warrior. He was a mighty warrior. He could take 13 guys down by himself, but at the same time, like he was so confused. Like you're left scratching your head. Like why did he do that thing? Why did he let this bad guy go? And he does it two and three times throughout the movie, and you're thinking, this guy's strategy. I don't think this guy. Why does he do what he does? Like he lets his enemies go like all the time. Like and and looking back on it, and I've read a Wikipedia article on the real El Cid. He was a real person. Um, I think he was just power hungry, to be perfectly honest. The reason why he let people go is because he could make them his allies later on and become more popular and thus become the leader in power. That's why I think he did this. Um, so whereas the more extremist Christian knights wanted all of the Moors, Moors. These were Muslims that lived in Spain, quote unquote, peaceful Muslims that lived in Spain, quote unquote. The extreme Christian knights wanted all of them out of Spain. That would be the ones that I would probably, if I was living in those times, I would probably be leaning in that direction. Get all the Muslims out of the country because they didn't pay their taxes and they created conflict in the community. But then what ended up happening is that a radical Muslim terrorist guy came up from Africa and started bossing the Moors around and the Christians around. All right, it wanted to conquer Spain. And El Cid united the quote unquote peaceful Muslims in in Spain called the Moors and the Christians against this terrorist invader. So this stuff goes back. I mean, the moral of the story is this stuff goes back really, really far. It goes back to the 1000s AD. This aspect of having three forces at work. You've got peaceful Muslims and Christians living in a country, and then you have a radical terrorist type Muslim that comes in to try to invade their pluralistic society. And El Cid's kind of like that. He's kind of like let's get this crazy guy out of here. Let's work together. And so I guess the thing that El Cid shows us is that it is possible for peaceful Muslims and Christians to fight in the same army against a radical Muslim invader. That's the moral of the story of El Cid. I mean, that's it. As much as you'd like to have all Muslims gone, um, they can be a useful ally against conquerors. So that's the thing. I don't like El Cid. I think he was too much of a compromiser in a lot of areas. But if that one thing can be remembered is that there really are, I mean, historically, this opened my eyes. There really have been Muslims out there that have just wanted to live amongst Europeans and are willing to prove their intention by joining their army and fighting against radical Muslims. So that's truly, I mean, that's where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. That's how you know they're on your side if they're willing to go to war with you.